Tragedy in what was the wake of Hurricane Sandy. Dozens dead, millions without power to our east.
It was quite a scary night in some ways.
Cleaning up after the storm, volunteers working to help with recovery efforts.
And dozens in the dark here in Northwest Ohio, breaking down the local impact as we continue to track Superstorm Sandy.
Dramatic images coming into our newsroom tonight after what was Hurricane Sandy slammed the East Coast. The remnants of that storm moving into Northwest Ohio overnight. Good evening, everyone. I'm Diane Larson.
And I'm Lee Conklin. We're getting a look at the aftermath of that huge storm as we continue to track Sandy, its impact on our weather here in Northwest Ohio. Let's take a look at some of the damage across the country. At least 38 people are dead, many victims killed by falling trees, toppled by those strong winds. Hundreds of residents stranded because of flooding, and more than 8 million people are without power.
A massive fire broke out in Queens, New York, destroying as many as 100 houses. New York City is virtually cut off by air, rail, and road. And the storm system led to blizzard conditions over parts of West Virginia, shutting down highways, knocking out power to tens of thousands. One woman was killed in a crash police say was absolutely because of the storm. And scattered power outages, trees down, high waves rolling in off Lake Erie right here in our area. 13 ABC has live team coverage as we continue tracking Sandy. 13 ABC's Lisa Guyton is surveying the conditions in the eastern part of our viewing area.
Christine Long talking to residents impacted by the storm as well.
And our team of experienced meteorologists tracking the latest developments. Jeff Cornish is live in Marblehead, but we begin with Chief Meteorologist Jay Berschbeck. And Jay, more strong winds in the forecast?
Strong winds, relatively speaking, just not as strong as they have been. So the advisories, the warnings, they've been canceled. That's always a good sign when those get dropped off of the maps here. Still some rain to deal with too this evening. Live Doppler 13,000 HD does confirm we do have some rain in the area. The rain is drifting southward, and still there's that possibility for some wet snowflakes or areas of sleet tonight. Weather in motion here with our Viper system shows that swirl. Let me zoom out a little bit and you can see that center of circulation, or the center of what was Hurricane Sandy, is in Pennsylvania. So the path took it through New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Right now she's barely drifting westward, and then a sharp right turn and accelerating and moving out over the next couple of days. As far as Facebook, I want to thank all the people out there for Facebook pictures. Sandy here sent this picture from Springfield Township. This pool, she said, had about 500 gallons or pounds of water still in it, but it flipped right over. So you can see the extent of the wind. Pretty amazing when you think the power of nature can just flip that like a frisbee outside. So thankfully nobody hurt with that. And our weather story, that does call for the winds tonight to subside a little bit, but no, this is the wrong one. I love weather computers sometimes. But anyway, the breezes tonight holding steady and then falling off just a bit to about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, trick or treat. I think more tricks than treats, and then improving, calming the weather down here the next couple of days. So we'll get to all that and much more in a bit. But right now, who had the short straw today? Wasn't me. Yeah, I'm inside nice and cozy. Jeff, though, has come back from the shore here several times saying it was just amazing to feel the power of the wind. So we sent him back out there. Here's Jeff Cornish live on the coast, Lake Erie here near Marblehead. So Jeff, compared to yesterday, is it better, worse, or about the same?
Well, Jay, we were out late last night as the winds were still increasing, and at this point it's still very, very windy out here. We're dealing with occasional gusts up to around 40 miles per hour or so, but the peak of the storm, the worst of the intensity, was earlier this morning when meteorologist Ross Ellett stood at the end of this peninsula near the lighthouse and measured a wind gust of 79 miles per hour. Pretty amazing, and he's passed that along to the National Weather Service. We're still seeing occasional gusts up to around 40, 45 miles per hour at this point. This storm has been amazing. The contrast from west to east has been really dramatic. More than 5 inches of rain fell in Huron County, less than a quarter inch at the Toledo Express Airport. It's breezy in Toledo, but it's downright windy out here. There are actual surfers out off the end of this peninsula. Reporting live at the Marblehead Peninsula, meteorologist Jeff Cornish, 13 ABC Action News.
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. And we are getting lots of pictures from our viewers who are See It, Shoot It, Send It. Like this one. This is storm damage from Marblehead in Ottawa County. As you can see, a tree down. Nothing quite as dramatic as what they're seeing over in New York, but still a fair share of damage throughout our area from those high winds. Wind damage from Elmore in Ottawa County. This right here, waves just lapping at the shoreline at the Marblehead Lighthouse. And this is the rough seas near Cedar Point, Danbury Township, looking at Cedar Point in the background there. This was a case of a weather-related accident on the turnpike near Wauseon. Lee's going to tell us a little bit more about that in just a moment. But remember, if you see any weather news stories, anything that you think our viewers should see, send it to See It, Shoot It, Send It at 13abc.com. Lee?
All right, Diane, you showed a picture of some of the damage in Ottawa County. High winds, slick conditions made for a rough morning commute. We're going to show you the scene on the turnpike as we head west to Fulton County near Wauseon. State troopers telling us the driver, the semi here, lost control, causing the truck to turn on its side, spilling hundreds of boxes onto the road. Both the driver and passenger are expected to be okay.
And we've also dealt with our fair share of power outages caused predominantly by the winds knocking down power lines, trees falling into those lines and knocking them down. This is a look from the illuminating company, Toledo Edison, Ohio Edison, of the power outages. Look at this, all the way across. This is all Sandy. Right here in the Toledo area in Lucas County, only 16 customers affected right now. Looking down in Wood County, fewer than 45 customers affected. Coming over here to Ottawa County, 117. As we head further east, the power outages get a little more dramatic. Erie County, just under 2,000 without power. Lorain, 13,000. Cuyahoga County, 167,000, predominantly the Cleveland area there. But let's then take it over further here to the East Coast. Lakewood, New Jersey, Oceanside, New Jersey, 205,901 customers affected. 76,000 in Middlesex, New Jersey. Of course, this is what they're dealing with over on the East Coast from Sandy. But as far as we are concerned right now in the Toledo area, as I said, Toledo Edison says that most of those customers will have the power back on by tomorrow. That's Lucas, Erie, Huron, and Ottawa counties. Lee?
All right, Diane. Well, it could be a whole lot worse around here, but the storm did cause some damage in Ottawa County along the lake. 13 ABC's Christine Long live in Marblehead, continuing our team coverage tonight. Christine.
Lee, the heavy wind took down trees, causing scattered power outages here, but thankfully there are no reported injuries. Now, a lot of people drove quite a distance to come out here and see this for themselves. Superstorm Sandy strikes Northwest Ohio, whipping up massive waves on Lake Erie.
It got us excited.
Brian Tanis of Ann Arbor and his buddy drove down to Marblehead Lighthouse State Park with their surfboards.
We've actually surfed here before, but not in these conditions. It's pretty amazing. I guess we're not actually going to get in the water just because the access is a little rough with the rocks.
Check out these waves crashing into the docks here in Marblehead. We have been tracking the strength of the wind all day. And if you take a look here at this wind gauge, right now it's measuring about 28 miles per hour. Now the strongest was just after 7 a.m. at about 79 miles per hour.
We actually had 3 inches of snow today, so we didn't have school.
Ryan Tanner of Galion, about an hour and a half south of here, brought his 4-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter to the lighthouse, going from one weather extreme to another.
Amazing, amazing. We're up here all the time in the summer, and this is just unbelievable.
The wind took down trees, this one at St. Mary Catholic Cemetery. It's resting on the tombstone of a woman who died in September of 1890. Just west of Marblehead here in Catawba Island, you can see Miller Boat Line has suspended all ferry service to the islands. The sign on the window reads, "Sorry, no boats today." Now, if you take a look out here at the lake, the wind is whipping up the waves, but the wind is also causing some trouble for homeowners out here. Catawba Island has suffered the most power outages in the area due to the storm.
This is bad, but I've seen it worse.
Marcia Etzweiler of Fremont is taking pictures, but says at least she's dry this time.
One time we came back from Put-in Bay on the Miller Ferry, and it was so bad that they can only park on this side, and we had to walk up. The water was up to our knees.
We're now in Sandusky on the Jackson Street Pier. We're across the bay from Cedar Point. I want you to take a look over here at the parking lot. We have seen a steady stream of cars. People who just want to drive out here, sit, and watch the water.
I live just a few streets down, and I'm just glad it's not coming up any higher because it would be in our living room.
There are 119 power outages remaining in Ottawa County. The bulk of those 99 are in Catawba, and Toledo Edison is working to restore those. Reporting live from Marblehead, Christine Long, 13 ABC, Action News.
And while Superstorm Sandy didn't make a direct hit on the Great Lakes, as you have seen, Lake Erie still whipped into a frenzy. 13 ABC's Lisa Guyton traveled the Lake Erie shoreline from Toledo to Vermilion again today, the same trip she made yesterday. She went back to see the winds and the high water and what they've done to the shoreline. She even turned the camera on her videographer as he got soaked for a second day.
Our first stop today was here along the lakeshore in Huron. As you can tell, it is extremely windy. Now, yesterday when we were here, the waves were coming in at about 8 feet. As you can tell, they are much bigger today. In fact, according to the National Weather Service, they have clocked waves at more than 19 feet in this part of the lake. After seeing the incredible force of the waves pounding the shoreline here in Huron, it was amazing that there was no major damage along this part of the shoreline other than a few shingles that were blown loose. Not many people ventured out to see Mother Nature's handiwork, but there were a few brave souls. Have you ever seen anything like this before on the lake?
Oh, not here, no. It's the one-time thing.
In fact, Mike and Mary made a special trip to the lakeshore.
We drove from Perrysburg just to see this.
Really?
Yes. We took the day and just got in the car and started driving all along the lake. We're going to go to Vermilion from here and then work our way back.
And Mary says the storm really puts things in perspective.
Watch it, it lets you see how small you are in this big world. It really does, because it's just more powerful than anything I've ever seen.
Our second stop was here in Vermilion today along the shores of Lake Erie. This is the same place we stopped yesterday, but as you can see, the conditions have changed drastically. The wind has picked up considerably. The waves are much higher today. And while I'm getting blown around quite a bit out here today, it is nothing compared to what my videographer Todd has gone through to bring you the pictures of this wild weather. This was Todd's second day of getting soaked.
When you're actually standing in it, you're moving around, you're blowing around, your hair, from what I have left, is blowing around, it's wet. It's an intense feeling.
But you've loved every minute of it.
Oh yeah, I love it. My pants are soaking wet. I'm gonna have to change my clothes. I probably smell like wet cardboard, but it's fun, you know?
Reporting from the shores of Lake Erie, Lisa Guyton, 13 ABC, Action News.
And stay with 13 ABC Action News for the very latest on the recovery efforts from the superstorm Sandy. ABC World News will air a 1-hour special tonight, right after Action News, then another 1-hour special beginning at 10, right before Action News at 11. Developing news now out of South Toledo.
Red Cross opening a shelter because of a massive gas service outage.
And Chrysler's CEO responds to rumors that Jeep will move production to China. Sergio Marchionne reiterates that is not the case.
This is 13 ABC Action News with Diane Larson and Lee Conklin.
We're following developing news out of South Toledo. About 1,100 Columbia Gas customers are without service right now. The outage is in the area between Bern, Glanzman, Detroit, and Schneider. This is a live look at that area. The company representatives say that there was a problem with the valve, and this is not related to Sandy. The Red Cross is opening a shelter for anyone without heat tonight. Cedar Creek Church opens its doors at 7. The company expects gas service to be restored for folks by tomorrow morning.
Follow up now on a story 13 ABC was first to tell you about last week. Really has become a hot button issue in the presidential campaign. Chrysler's CEO responding to rumors that Jeep will move production to China after a Romney campaign ad made that claim. In an email sent to Chrysler employees today, Sergio Marchionne says there is no truth to that and that Jeep production will not be moved from the United States to China. The iconic Wrangler nameplate, currently produced in our Toledo, Ohio plant, Marchionne says will never see full production outside the U.S. Marchionne going on to say Jeep assembly lines will remain in operation in the United States and will constitute the backbone of the brand. It is inaccurate to suggest anything different. All right, wind, rain from Sandy passing through last night, but will the wicked weather wane a little bit tonight? Huh?
Jay is in next with your complete forecast. Stay with us.
Now, 13 ABC First Warning Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jay Berschbach.
Good evening. Right now, still some rain out there, but it's just that, mainly rain. The breezes are up, but they're down from yesterday. So yes, higher than we'd like to see, but at least the advisories and warnings have been expiring this afternoon or canceled early. Here's live Doppler 13,000 HD. So the rain actually expanding a little bit in the last hour and a half here from up and down US 23. A wet drive to Dundee, Michigan there. Also down to about Grand Rapids, and more showers. They've been there, it seems like, for so long the last 3 to 5 days. Port Clinton, Sandusky, Fremont, Tiffin, and then down to about Mansfield and Upper Sandusky. Here's the big picture on Viper HD showing the motion here, the center of what's left of Sandy. Oh, right about there, east of Pittsburgh, taking a right turn northward and then moving on out, but it's still bringing those breezes from the north and more showers, which could be areas of sleet and light snow tonight, but we are not expecting accumulations unlike last night. Here's the peak wind gusts we have here from the National Weather Service and the ODOT observing sites. The biggest wind, this is from Ross Ellett actually. He was out there early today near Marblehead, and a confirmed wind gust with his handheld anemometer, our wind measuring instrument. Look at that number, 79 miles per hour. That's above hurricane force, so pretty amazing. Most areas here between 40 and 50 miles per hour, with our peak wind gust west of I-75 near Wauseon at 58 miles per hour. 40 is the current temperature. North winds now gusting to 29, so that's down, and that'll continue overnight. The trend to go down in the way of numbers, and other temperatures upper 30s and lower 40s. There's that swirl. Low pressure here bringing the wind and rain back in from Michigan and southeastern Canada. Now our forecast on Predictor. 7 o'clock tonight, there's the rain we've seen on live Doppler 13,000 HD in Viper. Continues for the overnight. Halloween, well, a little less windy. Still a bit breezy with northwest winds 10 to 20, but nothing like today or yesterday. And watching those rain showers continue with a few wet snowflakes early south and east of us. There's noon tomorrow. Here's 6 p.m. tomorrow, and of course 6 to 8, many places enjoying a trick-or-treat a couple of hours. The ghosts and goblins are out. Well, they could be a little bit threatened by rain. So grab the rain gear, and for Thursday we start to clear the clouds out and the wind really calms down, so improving quickly. Here's your forecast for tonight. It'll be chilly, it'll be damp and a little breezy, just not as windy. Rain showers and a few snowflakes are likely, the low 35. For tomorrow, our high temperature, a lot like today in the lower 40s, still breezy, rain showers likely, northwest winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's the spooky cast. That's right, between 6 o'clock and 9 tomorrow evening. Nearly a steady temperature with a chance of rain right through 9 o'clock. And in the 7-day forecast, 46 on Thursday, perhaps some early sprinkles, then drying out. Nice Friday, decent for the weekend, back in the 50s. Dry Monday and Election Day. That happens to be next Tuesday. Looks mostly cloudy with a high of 53 degrees. But this is the weekend to fall back, change your clocks. Also check the batteries and the smoke detectors. Not as cold and not as windy.
Good weekend coming up.
Improving is the theme.
All right, Jay, thanks.
Okay.
I'm Dave Holmes. Coming up next in sports, Jim Leyland's future with Detroit decided. Will he stay or will he go? The answer next. On the road. It's been 41 hours since the Tigers got knocked out of the World Series. Already plenty of changes. Team says it won't re-sign Delman Young and Jose Valverde. No real surprise there, but they are bringing back Jim Leyland for an 8th season in Detroit. Contract extended for 1 more year. His entire coaching staff coming back too. Now it's real clear guys in the clubhouse like him. After the World Series, Justin Verlander said he hoped he'd return, and now he will. NBA regular season tips off tonight. First game of the year, the Cavs and the Wizards. Cleveland a real chance to make the playoffs this season. Now it's not quite college basketball season, but it was media day this afternoon at the Stroh Center. Falcons picked to finish 5th in the MAC East Division, just ahead of Miami, Buffalo 4th. Then Kent State, Akron, and Ohio University round out the top half. Not really a surprise. Media have never been too kind to BG in these preseason polls.
Since I've been here, we haven't been ranked really high, but I think this year is going to be a surprise year. So I feel like if you start off at the bottom and then people really don't put too much attention on you and you rise to the top, I think a lot of attention will go towards us.
I've never been one to go by what somebody's opinion is on a team that I coach, I'm a part of. Right now, we have as good opportunity as anyone in the league.
Women's team also practicing today. Head coach Jennifer Roos in her first season replacing Kurt Miller, who left for Indiana. Bowling Green looking to improve on last year's season, which ended in the first round of the WNIT. But the real question, how will Coach Roos differ from Coach Miller?
Well, I can't stop my foot near as well as he did. I won't throw my jacket as far as he can, but you'll see a lot of similarities, I guarantee you it.
And a final check of your forecast straight ahead.
More rain showers this evening. Live Doppler 13,000 HD shows those moving in from the north. Temperatures upper 30s, lower 40s in the evening. Well, a lot like, tomorrow night, too. We'll be in the upper 30s near 40 with rain showers and north winds. Still a bit gusty, but that will calm down a little tomorrow. So breezy as opposed to windy.
All right, Jay. Take what we can get. Yeah. That's 13 ABC Action News at 6.
We're back with all new news tonight at 11 for Lee Conklin, Jay Berschback, Dave Holmes, and all of us at 13 ABC. I'm Diane Larson.
World News with Diane Sawyer next. Take care, everyone.
Good night.
Find out why more people are asking, what did Jay say? Chief Meteorologist Jay Berschback. Experienced and accurate. Only on 13 ABC.